Is that true? Maybe.
Fun player, the girl in Moana is like a Pacific Islander, not a Native American.
Yeah, there's a difference. A big one, actually. Is Blue still around? Did Sploosh leave?
No, he's still here lurking, waiting for us to just be mean to him so he can be more silent. Yeah, I don't know how to couch that in a way that Sploosh would be receptive to.
Just like his shield is up so stubbornly about this, you know? Like, I don't know.
Like I'm no longer in a position to have that conversation where it will be taken seriously as such and not just me trolling the entire time, which
I don't understand why we have to have this. Like, I will literally do anything. I've told you guys I'll do like whatever you guys want. I just don't want to do this. So like, why is that not okay to just have one thing that I don't want to do?
It's fine.
You want to do a spider girl? I'll do it. You want to do amputee girl? I'll do it. I just don't want to do this.
Well, I mean, we did bring up the amputee girl before, and it was a no from you, a pretty hard no.
It was a no for Rhonda's story because I don't think it works as well in Rhonda's story as you do.
Oh, okay.
So I was more like, can we do it somewhere else? I'm fine with that. I just really don't want to do this.
Unless it's someone else writing it and you have no partake in it, right?
Well, I don't want to do it, but I can't stop you guys from doing it. It's your guys' project just as much as it's mine, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's your project more than anybody's, DC. So if you want to do it, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Yeah.
Other than to say, I don't want any part of it. I'm not going to write it. I'm not going to help you plan it. I'm not doing any of that shit. So you're free to do whatever you want.
Okay, all right.
I don't see why it's worth it. Like, it's just not.
For, you know, the same reason as every other different type of person or character in the game. Like, it's just variety, and people like variety. I don't know. Like, we're not doing this for shock factor. Like,
but the game's perfectly fine without it. And like
okay,
I mean, like you said, like nothing's probably going to come of this.
But
like, why take the risk at all? Like, there's no point. There's no reason to do it. It's just.
But
the game is also perfectly fine without lots of different things, but we add them because we think people will like them and that people have requested them and get excited about them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm just saying, like, this is different. Like people get upset about this specific thing to a degree that doesn't happen with the other stuff that we add. And like, you can make her not religious and say that she's not Muslim or anything, but the hijab is synonymous with that religion. So when people see that, they immediately think of that religion.
But what if she's so sweet and wonderful and cute and all that people look over that and appreciate her for what she is, you know, and who she is?
That's not going to happen.
Well,
that's how it should happen, but that's not how it's going to happen because they see it as you insulting their religion.
But But then,
Like you're expecting these people to be reasonable when they are not reasonable. Like that's the problem with this. Like I get it. Like we're reasonable people and we don't see a problem with it. But they do. Like they're going to see a problem with it. And maybe nothing comes of it and it's all fine and dandy and happy and rainbows and everything. But maybe it isn't. And I don't want to take that chance. Like it's not worth the risk for me. And I don't understand why it is for you guys. Like you guys are just okay with it. Like it's just not worth the risk.
it doesn't fill me with fear, the prospect of adding it. And I struggle to understand why it does you quite as much as it seems to, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I there's also a little bit of me that's like, if the reason we choose to not add her is basically because of fear of that sort of thing, then how can anything ever get better from that situation?
Yeah.
It's not my job to make that situation better. I don't want anything to do with it. Like that's the thing.
It's everyone's job, because if everyone took the position that it's not their responsibility, nothing would ever happen at all.
Mm-hmm.
And this feels like such a small thing, and that influences me slightly, but I'm more on the side of if this is something people that play the game would like to see, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but at least if she's there, people can voice their opinion on it, and then we have data points to go on as to what direction we want to take that, if we want to take it any direction at all. But to just be a hard, we're never going to do this, it's a very extreme stance, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Listen, we're not 100% decided on this. I'm just drawing her because I always wanted to try to see what a character would look like, with a hijab in the game. That's all. We're just having fun. It's a fun experiment with the stream and people, while we show how we would create a character. It's just, if we add her, and we'll go in small doses and not, and see how people react or something. If we don't, then we don't add her. It's it's not a, I think we're just a little shocked at how extremist you are about this, which is kind of I don't know. It's a bit strange, but
Yeah, I guess it's there's surprise on our side as well, and I don't think either of us thought this would be the straw to break the camel's back, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when our goal is totally not to offend, Okay, if we do this, I think she's cute. Marriage arc. You can only sex her if you marry her first. Oh, marriage wedding DLC? See, those are two nice characters. She has to be virgin. All right, she will be a 40-year-old virgin. She's gonna be a 40-year-old virgin. Is that a deal?
That's the thing. Don't be judging.
It's fine. I'm not judging.
It sounded a very judgy, not judging.
No, it's because of the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin. I was making a reference to the movie, not the fact that she would be a virgin.
That movie is awful.
You hated that movie?
I mean, I don't enjoy Steve Carell in general, so
Oh, you didn't like him
That didn't
in The Office? He was good.
I
no?
liked him more than Ricky Gervais, but I find both the UK and US versions to just be cringe fests, and that's
Oh,
not what
really?
entertains me. Yeah. Like, I mean, I get that they're designed to be, like, they're meant to be cringe. I just can't watch that.
Shyamalan, it's a good question for Sploosh, but I think we just need to give Sploosh some time to reflect on this whole thing, right? And in the meantime, we're gonna leave this alone and not touch it for a little while. And if we add her, we add her, you know? If we don't, then we'll add the other characters, or both, different places in the town, you know? Bebop will write her into a genie, though. Bebop.
Oh my god.
Bebop's like, I'll write her. So there's a
Danger,
lamp, you
danger.
see. There's a lamp, and like, no, Bebop, no, no genie, I promise. No genie, I promise. Well, maybe we'll see. If Sploosh really doesn't want to touch this content at all, then we'll, you know, whatever. We'll write it ourselves. We'll get someone else to write it. So yeah, not a big deal. I can write other things than genies. I know, Bebop.
SFR said maybe throw in the back of the classroom, no dialogue, not worth fracturing the team over.
Yeah.
This isn't even close to the most heated discussion this team's had and survived. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah. We've had like more heated conversations about other things that no one was agreeing on, kind of thing.
Far less significant things as well.
Yeah. Should we tell him that we might have an update over the weekend?
Oh, is that a question to us?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Does she look native enough? I think with the color, like skin tone, color, and everything is gonna, I think, maybe sell better, you know? Is her chin big enough, Sploosh?
And I think she looks good.
Wow, my stream is so far behind.
Don't, DC, don't. You want me to give her a bigger chin, guys? Here.
She doesn't need a bigger chin. She looks good.
Oh god. Target troll, lo. I never troll. I'm always super serious.
What is the deal with the giant chin thing? Is that just of that particular person?
Oh, I don't know. It's just a reference that Sploosh sent me.
Oh.
I was just teasing about the big chin. Okay. Computer school teacher. Dizzy, in your professional opinion, how many illustrations should have a good art portfolio? Honestly, it depends. Like, at one point I was art directing on a few projects and we were looking for concept artists, and I remember receiving a lot of portfolios, and honestly, after like 2, 3, even like just 2, 3 examples like in a portfolio, I kind of knew what to expect from the rest of it. Like, and honestly, the most impressive portfolios that I've received, right, were not necessarily portfolios with like cool artworks with lots of flashy stuff, or like, you know, like it wasn't like how cool the art was. It was more like how practical the art was. Okay, so for example, right, let's say I'm working on let's say I'm making a futuristic game in space, okay, like a space fighter or whatever, like futuristic with spaceships and like robots and all that kind of shit, right? And I need concept artists on my project, okay? So I'm receiving a bunch of like samples and, you know, demo reels and whatever from all sorts of artists, right? Whether they're like 3D modelers or, you know, they're like animators, or they're like concept artists, 2D artists, whatever. And I get all this, right? And I'm looking through their stuff. I'm looking for someone that can do what I need for the project, right? First of all, right? It's not necessarily about I want to get the most talented artist in the world, right? Because the most talented artist in the world might be terrible at doing spaceships. You know what I mean? He might be great at doing everything else, and it looks absolutely amazing and flawless. But then he might struggle on something that, you know, he's not accustomed to doing, right? So if I'm doing a futuristic sci-fi space like game, I'm gonna look for concept artists and 3D modelers and animators and all that can really nail the look that I'm looking for in this production, right? So I'm gonna open the portfolio and I see a bunch of like medieval, cool, super awesome concept art that has nothing to do with what I'm doing. I'm gonna be like, oh, this artist is amazing. I'll keep him on file if ever we need, you know, someone like that, you know. Or if I don't find anybody else that's as good as him, I might just message him and be like, hey, would you mind doing like, you know, do you have anything that's related to this kind of content? Because that's what we're looking for, right? If you don't have any, then it's like, do you mind doing a test? Because sometimes they want to do a test, right? So you could test them, right? Sometimes, you know, people don't want to do tests because obviously, you know, maybe they don't have time to do a test, but you try to find a middle ground to find the best fitting candidate for the position on your project, right? So again, so if I see like a concept artist, right, that has like a bunch of vehicle, like spaceship designs that are really cool, futuristic stuff, a lot of mechanical mech stuff, he has some character art to mix in with that really works together really well, awesome. And then, you know, maybe some like planetary stuff, environment, like futuristic sci-fi concept weapons, like futuristic weapons concept art and all that. If that's all mixed up in his portfolio, I'm like, wow, this guy really gets sci-fi. He really gets all the, he can do mechanical stuff, he can do character stuff, he can do layouts and like location set designs. Like if a guy can do all that, that's like the ideal candidate for a project like that, right? So I would favor someone like this over a guy who has really, really super amazing concept art that don't really fit what we're working on, you know? So, and you only need, honestly, like, I remember the portfolios after like 2-3 pieces, I would already kind of have a good idea as to how capable the artist is, you know what I mean? So, yeah, there you go. Does that answer your question? I hope so. It's kind of like long-winded, but. Why Giga Chad? Are you really upset that the character? You seem to be the only person that's upset that there would be a hijab in the game. Like, is it really that bad? And if so, why? I mean, I'm interested in hearing all your thoughts. Like, I'm not, you know. No problem, Ibvis. No problem. Name of the music? It's just like a YouTube station that just plays like music, like. I'm just listening to this. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Bebop. Like the nun and the priest are way more religious than a hijab girl. Like the hijab is just like a piece of cloth. Like it's not, you know, she's not. We're not gonna make her religious. But yeah. What's the name of the station? I just posted the link in the chat. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. We'll think about this again.
See you later. Bye, chat.
See ya. See ya, Sploosh. Have a good night, Sploosh.
Uh-huh.
Oh
See you,
my-
chat.
Oh my god. Okay, bye. Bye, Sploosh. Alright, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. And I'll be back on Monday to continue on more stuff. Maybe not this stuff here that we designed today, but we'll work on other stuff and figure it out. Right? So enjoy your weekend, guys. Have a good night, and thanks for watching. See you next week.